Hey, how you doing out there today? This is your Uncle Steve, and we are live today on Wednesday, July 29th, here talking Atlanta Falcons because it's the first day of training camp. And the first day of training camp, we got so much news, but guess what? We are we are also under a warning. We are under a warning that people are leaving and jumping ship early. We are under attack. Someone's hurt in camp. Several people are hurt in camp on July 29th, and we are all losing it. Listen, I know. I know it's a hard time. I know we got a long year to go. But folks, don't lose all hope. It ain't over on July 29th. Let's talk you back off the ledge. We'll get back to you in a little bit here in Uncle Steve's Lounge.
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing out there today? This is your Uncle Steve here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. I hope everyone is doing well on this Wednesday, July 29th. And if you're like me, you're excited because guess what? We finally get an opportunity to see our team, the Atlanta Falcons, out in pads today, doing their thing. Just good to see the guys in practice, seeing pictures of everybody out there. Just a time to get excited because guess what? We've started anew. Everybody's 0-0. The hope factor is through the roof. Everything is set up for us to have a better year than we've had in the last 8 years. So everything is still in front of us. Again, thank you for joining us. If you haven't seen the show before, we appreciate you stopping in. Hit that subscribe button for me. We are inches close to 1,700 subscribers, and I appreciate everyone throwing their 2 cents in to help us get to that point. I would be pretty naive to not think that today's news from Coach Kevin Stefanski is not going to have a little bit of a ripple effect on the fans. Let's keep it real. So today, one part of the news he told us, I think half of us kind of expected. Michael Penix has not been cleared to fully practice yet. I don't think that came as such a shock to me. There was never a sense that there was some type of announcement that was getting ready to come, because I think if it had, it would have been made prior to the day. I think that's why Kevin Stefanski had his press conference early this morning. I think he wanted to get ahead of it because that's going to be the most asked question all over the place. Is Michael Penix ready? The answer is no. And as a team, you got to move on. So guess what? Everybody moves up a notch right now. Trevor Siemian, he wasn't ready. Move up Mr. Incredible, Mr. Almighty, Jack Strand. He moves up on the depth chart. And we signed Cooper Rush, who the last I saw, I think he was with the Ravens last. I know his most noticeable moments were in Dallas, where he had maybe 1 or 2 games of flash and then turned back into a pumpkin. And he's here. I don't think he's here for anything other than to have somebody that can have some reps out there with the guys who need to get reps, the receivers and the running backs, somebody to hand off to. All good. Then the news, of course, about, well, Mike isn't out there. So I guess how much is Tua going to get today? Uh-oh. Tua is not here today either. Oh my goodness, we are in trouble. Tua is not there. Again, it's July 29th. You'd rather say, you know what? Let's let Tua get through whatever he's got to get through. Adam Schefter comes out and says, sources say it's a tight back. He's had trouble with his back before. And do you want to throw him out there now when, yes, it's the first day of training camp, but you also don't want to aggravate something and then have that lingering all the way into camp. Again, first preseason game for us in a couple of weeks. So you want to get, as healthy as you can before you throw what looks to possibly be your starting quarterback out there. And then also put on another thing on the list, Bijan Robinson. This is not totally unexpected either. Bijan's going to play. He's not holding out. It's a principle thing. Him and Jahmyr Gibbs, and it doesn't shock me. Both of them kind of had a little bit of we're going to, not participate on the first day. I don't know how long that's going to last. First of all, I'm not worried about Bijan. Bijan is under contract. He's going to be fine. Whether he signs or not, Bijan's going to be out there the first day. I don't think we need to worry about that at all. I know it seems very doom and gloomy on the first day when you hear your number one and number two penciled in quarterbacks aren't going to be available for the first practice. But I also just have to remind everyone, it's July 29th. If this was August 29th, I'd probably be a little more skeptical. If this was September 10th, I would be freaking out a little bit. But he said Stefanski didn't say what it was. Stefanski said he'll be back sooner than later. Don't worry about it. So I just want to get the vibe from everyone else. Are we in a crash out mode, or are we still rising up as fans? And look, I'm not going to try to pretend that I don't understand. When you've had 8 years of losing as a franchise, I get it. I get where the anxiety, I get it. I get where we're worried about it. I get where you're concerned. I'm not underplaying that. I'm as disappointed as everyone else. I see it. I see it in person. I see it on TV. I see it on the road. I get it. But at the same time, do you want to throw Tua out there on July 29th when it's insignificant? He is a veteran. He is a multi-year veteran. It's not like he's just coming to play a couple of years. If anybody throwing the ball can afford to miss practice for a week or so, it's Tua Tagovailoa. I've been working on that. So make sure you let's put that stuff in perspective. Now, in the meantime, for those of you who are looking for your greatest American hero in Jack Strand, have at it. He's going to get his reps today. He's going to look the part. He's going to get his time. So I'm not feeling it because we kind of went through that before again. But hey, let's see what happens. Now it looks like he may get some significant time here in the next couple of weeks. It sounds like, judging by the stance Stefanski took today, doesn't sound like Tua's going to be out too long, but it does seem like Jack Strand has an opportunity to get some welcome reps here in Atlanta. So let's see how that's going to work out. I am going to switch straight up to the chat and see what you all are talking about. Please make sure you put your chat in there. And I already see my brother Willie Doc is in the house. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat in here. And he says, do you want to revise your Jack Strand quarterback take? Oh man, I hear you. And he also, I see another one in here for you, Willie. I appreciate you, man. He said Falcons not keeping 4 quarterbacks. Who's the odd man out? First of all, I appreciate you, Willie Doc. Thank you so much for always again supporting the channel and everything. I right now at this point, we're at a point where we're back to the ordinary quarterbacks, folks. Is I don't know. We don't know which way to throw. Because we're just ordinary QBs. Yeah. I think it's time for us to go. Time to go. Yeah. So to answer your question, my friend, I'm gonna start here. No, you're gonna right now. I think you're still gonna have Tua and Michael, obviously. And what I think with Jack Strand right now, I think you have an opportunity for a young man to get some opportunity in there. Now they brought him in undrafted, nothing to lose, everything to gain. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Stefanski can absolutely turn this man into something more than just a serviceable quarterback. Because right now, you do need the reps with the guys. So it's good to have him in there right now. If you ask me right now, I still think the 3 quarterbacks are the guys who are on the roster right now in Tua, Michael, and Jack Strand. I hear you. Thank you, Willie. I appreciate it. You said everybody back. Thank you, brother. The intro. Look, we still try to do our thing. Thank you, my friend. Dexter Owens is in the house. Thank you, Dex. Good to see you, brother. He said, what's up? What is up with you, my friend? I hope everything is going well. I know today's news is not the greatest in the world, but, it is what it is. People get hurt in football. I just looked at I was looking at ESPN right before I came on, and I was looking at the football news, and I was looking at these things right here. Pearsall from San Francisco, he's hurt. Saints Breezy, he looks like he has a torn ACL. Brazil from Panthers, he has a LCL. I mean, these things are gonna happen, folks, and I'd rather have the tight back report as opposed to end of the season reports. And I got news for you, and I'm not trying to put doom and gloom on everybody. Guess what, y'all? Somebody's gonna be gone from the Falcons this year. It happens every year. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna miss the season. We just don't know who it is yet. So that's my biggest take. My biggest point about crashing out is just to say, this is football. Guys hit each other all the time. Things are going to happen. We cannot jump off the roof when we hear on July 29th, a full 6 weeks before season opener, that somebody is taking the day off because they are hurt. Because I would rather that happen now than happen later. My beautiful wife, who I am glad to be accompanying today, she is about to jump off the roof about this. She is about to totally just put my whole philosophy down on what's going on. But as a season ticket holder, she has her right. She has a right to have her feelings that y'all hear. Y'all hear her in the background. Say hello to my lovely wife. ATL 94. What's going on? He said, I don't know what to expect from this season. Yeah, dude, we just gotta take it as it goes for right now, man. Day to day. That one Falcon fan for life. What's going on, brother? He said, we need an emergency meeting. What the Falcon is going on? Tua's hurt. Pennett's not cleared. Simeon cut. Rush signed. This just got crazy about a minute. Also, notable players to our rivals, injured guys. Yeah, man. This is the first day of camp. I trust me when I say more to come. More to come. And that's not a hex or anything. That's more to come. Meech G is in the house. What's up, Meech? He said the strand delusion is crazy. Well, it goes back to, I always say we grasp onto one or two undrafted free agents every year. I know, and every team does it. Of course, it's more polarizing because we're Atlanta Falcons fans, so we're kind of, in the deep with it right now. So, I understand you get the guy that's getting the chance and he becomes kind of like the bottom hero and like, oh my God, against all odds, he's going to make it. He's going to get his opportunity. So I get the story, I hope he does. And listen, let me also say this. If Jack Strand, by some miracle, which I don't think will happen, but by some miracle is the last man standing and has an Atlanta Falcons uniform on, so be it. If I can root for Mr. Ritter, if I can root for Mr. Mariota, if I can have a jersey for Taylor Heineke, then I'm going to root for whoever has the uniform on. So, Jack Strand, God bless you. If you are out there day one, then I'm there with you. Dave's in the house. What's up, Dave? He said, what's up, Steve? He said, like I said, let's get to August 1st before we start panicking. But Pennett's not clear until possibly after the second preseason game is a little disheartening. Yeah, he had a press conference earlier. If you guys go to AtlantaFalcons.com, you'll see he had a very transparent interview. He himself said, and I don't know if he was supposed to say that, but he said that he think the doctor told him 4 weeks. But it could be earlier. I don't think they probably wanted that leaked. But as I said on the Monday Minutia, for those of you who watched on Monday, I stand by what I stand on when I say he not being available on for these first few weeks of camps. You can't throw him out there on day one, barring something crazy injury-wise. You're probably going to have to be forced to go to Tua right now. Raymond Collins is in the house. What is going on, brother? He said, ready to find that swag. What's going on? What's happening? What's going on? Raymond, good to see you, brother. Glad to have you here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Again, as y'all coming in, make sure y'all hit that like button for your Unc. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. You all, I know today you're supposed to wake up and we were going to have some nice highlights of Tua throwing bombs and Michael Penix rolling back, coming in from under center. And the biggest news y'all came up with today was Cooper Rush is being signed to the team. I know. Dexter says, no Tua, no Penix. Penix said it'll be 4 weeks before he gets approved. He will be way behind because Tua will be back in a week. I didn't think Bijan would hold out on his contract. That was my shocker. Not really surprised. I think some of those things are kind of NFLPA pushed. I don't think that's really sometimes the individual. Now, think about it. The NFLPA, they want these players to maximize the most they can get out of this. They know they can't really do a whole lot to Bijan. As long as he shows up to practice and he's on the sideline or something like that, they know they can't find him. They know it's going to be an uncomfortable situation. And throwing this news out in the media really just makes the situation, it brings more attention to it. And it's going on in Detroit too. Detroit, Gibbs is in the same situation. Matter of fact, those two are probably running to the neither one of them want to be the first, because whoever is first they're gonna get paid, but the second person is probably gonna get paid $1 to $2 million more. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. But I'm telling y'all, don't over concern yourself with this. Bijan is there. He's just not on the field. We're fine. this is behind the scenes mumbo jumbo, and he'll be, as long as he shows up in Pittsburgh, I'm cool. That one Falcon fan for life. Penix will be okay. Yeah, his injury is concerning and he's aware of it. But if you seriously look at the play, he got hit below the knee. That could be an argument for RTP. He does not, had he not been hit, imagine. Yeah, you're right. And you also have to remember, as far as Penix is concerned, again, he has a very team-friendly contract for the next 2 years, this year and next year. So whether he gets on the field or not, folks, he's still going to be here. He's still going to be a Falcon. I still think he has some good days ahead of him. For right now, you go with who's healthy and you go with who gives you the best chance to win. That one Falcon man says, also pay the man Bijan. This regime cannot screw this up. They're not. These are, again, Bijan, and think about it, folks. He's still, you can negotiate. It's not like mandatory that they have to negotiate with Bijan. They just took the 5th-year option on him. It's not like he isn't under contract and they don't value him. I think what's happening is they're just trying to work out all the money. They know good and well they're going to have to pay Bijan. There is no doubt in my mind. They know this. The team knows it. Off the blank knows it. It's just a matter of kind of fitting everything in right now. You still got some worries about Jesse Bates. You don't know what Jesse's going to do. I think I know what Jesse's going to do. I think Jesse's going to move on. But I right now, that's the least of my concerns. He's going to be here. He's going to be here. ATL Skate Man said it's time to get stable. Yep, this is true. Hopefully we will, though. I think we'll be all right. April Thomas, I know that's Ron Thomas. How you doing, brother? Good to see you out there, man. Thank you for joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge, talking about a very awkward day in Flowery Branch for the Atlanta Falcons. 82, Monte Carlo, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. I'm keeping cool because we're going to come out of this, all of this hoopla on top. Look, if I had 1,000 of you, we would be fine. But again, I do understand how people might have an adverse reaction to the news that we got today that, again, Michael Penix, not cleared, probably not going to see any action for the next 4 weeks. And again, remember, y'all, 4 weeks from now, we still are a couple of weeks away from the season. I think, again, I think this doesn't help him for his chance to start for the team. But let's get the man healthy first. Let's see what happens. Willie Doc says, admittedly, I'm a little concerned, but it makes me more confident they will lean on the run game. That's another way to look at it. And we do have a run game with both B. Robinsons in the backfield. I think we're going to be fine. Antoine Wartime, what is going on, brother? Still rise up. What is good, Falcons family? Yeah, brother, I hear you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us. Maggie T Productions, how you doing, Maggie? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us here on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Y'all make sure y'all check Maggie out on Tuesday. The Ladybirds do their thing on AFN. Please make sure you check them out. Always a must-see program there. So y'all make sure y'all check her out. Again, as y'all coming through, please hit the like button for your Unc, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on YouTube. We appreciate you. And those of you sticking your neck in on Twitter, X that is, we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Willie Talk says, believe it or not, I'm walking on air from Mr. Jack Strand. Willie thought I would know that song. That just be one of my favorite songs, man. Joey Scarborough. Good, yeah. Jack Strand right now probably is turning his head. Y'all better watch out, man. Jack Strand might be like Tanya Harding out there. Like, what was going on in them quarterback rooms? He might have had a little piece of wood. Be like Tanya, come from behind. Oh, my back. You turn around, coach, I'm the only one left. Well, I guess you're starting, Jack. Oh, man. Pandemic, Atlanta Falcons pandemic, the famous Cowboy in the house. What is going on, brother? Y'all make sure y'all check him out on his channel, man. He has a lot of good stuff and good content coming for you in 2026. Thank you for joining us, brother. I'm interested to see what your take on a lot of this is. Coach's Corner is in the house. My brother Dre is in here, man. Dre says, "What's up, Unc?" I'm not gonna say what I usually would because you gonna come with the sunshine and rainbows. So I would concede and say you're right, man. Look, I say I'm right. Well, you are Dre. Listen. Right now, I'm just in a neutral mood because it's kind of hard to not have some anxiety. And I get it. I'm not trying to pretend like this isn't concerning, but I do just caution again. July 29th, September 13th. So much is going to go on between that time. I'm also thinking, listen, what's going to happen to those folks who healthy all year, training camp, go through everything. Day one in the first quarter, somebody's going to twist their ankle. Somebody's going to, not necessarily Falcons, somebody's going to twist their ankle. Somebody's going to hurt themselves. It's going to happen. This is a contact sport. This is not a sport where, you're going to tend to not get hurt. Guys are going to hit each other. And look, wait until the preseason game starts. You're going to get these guys who aren't going to probably make the team, but they're out to prove to another team, to a future team, that they can play. So those are the guys I'm more afraid of having on the field. Those guys who are looking for that opportunity. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Cowboy says Troy Anderson is on the pup list again. Let him go already. Yeah, I know. I am getting a little frustrated with him as well. Yeah, that's crazy. Dre said, "I'm with Auntie. I'm following her off the roof." Hey, y'all wrong, man. Cowboy says, "Pump the brakes, everybody. We're okay." I hear you. I hear you. I'm with you. Barbara Ridley, how you doing, Miss Barbara? He said, "At least we can get our franchise quarterback 0-17 loaded." No, Barbara, not you. Come on now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't jump off the bridge. Not yet. Not yet. Give us an opportunity first. Willie Dot said, "To your point, Uncle Steve, because players can get injured doing anything, having them not play in preseason game doesn't make sense. You might as well have everyone do walkthroughs." And there we go. Now that argument comes up. We're jumping on the field right now undermanned. So now all of the stuff that everybody used to criticize the other coaches for, don't play him. Why aren't they playing these people? Why aren't they playing? We're coming into camp with people hurt already. So it's crazy. Baconator says, "I still believe our defense and run game going to carry us until they figure out the quarterback position." And welcome in, Baconator. I appreciate you coming in, brother. I mean, that could be true, but I will stand on what I stand on, man. I can't be a hypocrite now. The most important position in North American sports is the quarterback position. You got to get it right, y'all. You got to get it right. And as much as you are probably true about our defense and run game being imperative to what we're doing, I do feel like you gotta have the quarterback position right. Barbara says, "Arizona is the only team with a longer playoff drought than us. We are going to be the longest." That's not true. The Jets are the team with the longest. Actually, Arizona made the playoffs. If you remember, it was about 5 years ago, or was it 6 years ago? Kyler Murray took the guys to the game against the Rams. They jumped out in front. So the Jets are the only team who has a longer losing streak, not losing streak, playoff list streak than us. Arizona actually got in, I want to say it's about 5 years ago, 6. I know it was in 2020s, but Yeah. That one Falcon fan says, "Hey, if we're talking about quarterbacks, why not bring? I believe Dez can fly as a practice squad." Yeah, I'm not sure we're in that desperate of a mode yet, but it's fun to talk about. Georgia Pride, 1978. What's up, brother? He said, not a surprise he isn't clear. Bring off 3 ACL injuries. They aren't rushing him back. And it's so funny that you say that. It's almost like Michael Penix said that the doctor pretty much told him that. He said he feels good, but because of his prior injuries, you gotta be careful. You got to. You got to. Dre said, all jokes aside, but you don't you get tired like I do? You've been a fan slightly longer than me, but dang, can I get an entire preseason? And Sean, even if a bad one without crap is getting old, of course I do, man. Of course I get frustrated. Of course I get totally yeah, it's hard not to have an emotional reaction to it, but I also have to just be a little patient, man. You have to be patient sometimes. It If this was December and you've seen what we've done already, that's fine. Maybe there's a little adversity that you need to have. Now, missing your quarterbacks, that's not what I'm talking about. But maybe you do need to have a little adversity before you get into the season. And this qualifies as adversity for sure. Pandemic, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. He tells everyone, pump your brakes, everybody. We're okay. Just working the rust off. I felt like I needed to be on the pup list when I stretched this morning. My brother, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Thank you. Thank you again. We appreciate it. You know, I read a super chat. Girl, you got me twisted over there. Uncle Steve will be right now, baby. Thank y'all so much for the super chats. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Again, you guys, if you haven't been in here before, thank you so much. Hit the like button for your Unc. I appreciate you. This is Uncle Steve. I like to come on here, especially on Mondays and obviously after the game on Sunday. But with this news today, I had to jump on here to do some therapy for some of our fans. Georgia Pride says Troy Anderson must be in the mafia. It is interesting that he keeps getting a pass and staying around here. That it does seem to be kind of interesting that he gets that. I don't know. Dirty Bird Bill says, what a rush. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Beach G says, I've never had any expectation for undrafted players, but if Strand start with the first pick of the 2027 draft, the Falcons select, and obviously I'm with you on that. And I think that's why you don't go out and get a high-priced quarterback this year. You see, my son has been telling me the whole time, and I'm starting to believe him. He told me before the beginning of last year, he said, Dad, we're playing towards 2028. And I said, son, what are you talking about, man? He said, man, I'm telling you, because you're going to have Drake. You're going to have, he said we were going to have Kyle. I didn't think we would. He did. And you're going to have Bijan. He said they're going to figure out the quarterback stuff, but it's not going to be until 27 when we figure out the quarterback, and 28 is when we're going to sprout. That's him. I tend to believe it'll be earlier, but we'll see. George Price said Troy Anderson must have some dirt on the organization or something. How in Hades is he still on the roster? And here's the crazy thing, right? He's still on a roster of folks that didn't draft him. That's the crazy thing. He was a second round pick? And that regime that picked him was 2 regimes ago. That was Arthur Smith. And now, Terry was still here. But that was Arthur Smith, and he's still hanging around. That's crazy. Dirty Bird says Bijan would get his contract first. I believe that. Yeah, he's going to get paid. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Scott Ratliff, what's going on, man? Right, what's going on, brother? He said Baltimore won with Diffler. That's all I gotta say. And it's true. Listen, you have examples of quarterbacks that were less than spectacular that have come through for their team. So I'm not gonna try to say it can't happen, but I just want my chances to be better with somebody else. Does that make sense? I want my chances to be better with a better quarterback or a consistent quarterback. Dave said this fan base has to quit looking at ESPN. Their number one job is to throw us into panic whenever they talk about us. And I was looking at a report that was before everything came out where all these ESPN folks and stuff were coming out saying, "Oh yeah, y'all gotta look at the battles. Tua's got it in the bag too." And I hear people when they talk about Tua, and there are some pluses from the experience. It's been a playoff quarterback, believe it or not, and yeah, all of that is true. But sometimes chemistry means a lot. I know Michael Penix did not have the greatest of years last year. You got to improve that completion percentage. His touchdown to interception ratio actually wasn't horrific the last year or so, but I think that comes with time. And time is something I'm sure Atlanta Falcon fans don't want to hear. But in this case, and especially with Stefanski coming in here, you're going to have to hear it. Patience is going to be preached in that room. That one Falcon fan says Troy Anderson should have been left in Lakeland here. Wow. Woo. No Troy Anderson fans in here today at all. And Cowboy jumps in and says, "Yeah, I have the boat." Boy, y'all are out there, man. Meech G says Trent wasn't undrafted. Kurt Warner is the only successful undrafted QB. Now, I didn't know whether Meech, I think he might have been going in the direction of maybe just an underwhelming quarterback, which Trent Dilfer was never, to me, like a spectacular quarterback. You're absolutely correct about Kurt Warner being the only successful undrafted quarterback to win the Super Bowl. But at the same time, I think that's where he was going with it. But yeah, you're right. Cowboy says Jack Strand was going to get a lot of reps anyway, y'all. It's preseason, no new news here. That's true. I think the only thing that you do worry about, quite honestly, and you start talking about Tua getting acclimated to the receivers that we have in here. I mean, let's face it, really, Drake and I guess Kyle Pitts were the only significant holdovers as far as receivers are concerned. So from Tua's standpoint, just getting used to those guys and bringing them, kind of getting that connection with those guys, that was pretty important. I do feel like, having Jack Strand in there now, it does give them a better chance to kind of see, hey, now the pads are on. Now we're going to send some defensive guys after you. It's obvious at this point, judging by the Michael Penix situation, you're going to get a lot of reps now because remember, he's probably going to move to the number 2 position. The mere fact that they had to let go of Simeon, I don't see them going out and getting another seasoned quarterback unless that's what the situation calls for. So I think this is an opportunity for him to do his thing. And he's got to do it before Penix comes back because let's not kid each other. When Penix comes back, he's going to take those reps right back. So, yeah, good opportunity for the young man. I'm not trying to diminish his opportunity. I'm not trying to tell you he's not going to turn into a decent pro. Trust me, nothing would make me happier than having to eat my words about the prospects of Jack Strand. But at the same time, these are long shots. And hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong and he shows up. Cowboy says, I know he's a long shot, but don't forget what Cooper Rush did to us after we hurt Dak. Now, again, you say that, but Cooper Rush did not do it for an extended time. Remember, yeah, he came in there after Dak got hit here at the Benz, and he had a drive or two. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, was the Thanksgiving game where he had another game after that, after our game, where he came in and had some good stuff. But there's also a reason why he moved on to Baltimore. When you get those opportunities, trust me, if a team feels like, oh, this guy's in place, let's go back to arguably the greatest quarterback in the NFL, 6th-round pick. Nobody was thinking Brady was going to be what Brady is. Stop lying if you said he was. And he got his opportunity when Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Drew Bledsoe gets hurt. He gets in there, not only plays well, but plays well enough that when Drew comes back, they keep him on the sideline. So if you have a story like that, a storyline that comes out like that, that's fine. The Cooper Rush thing, yeah, he played good for a drive or two, but did he sustain it? And the answer is no. Cowboy said, I'm willing to pay for those words you're going to have to eat, my brother. I might, man. I might. We'll see. Me say, if you won't tell him, I will. Oh, boy. Dre says, I joke, but I'm actually not worried. We'll figure it out. What's the worst that could happen? We missed the playoffs. And we've been down that line before. Y'all make sure, too, and I was looking on here, I was looking at your icon. Y'all make sure y'all check Dre out, because I know now that the season's getting ready to get started, he's going to be doing his thing online, too, with the Coach's Corner. Y'all make sure y'all give him a lot of love. I know he usually comes on Wednesdays during the season when he's not busy. That's a busy man, so I'm not going to throw all his stuff out there for him. But I know in between lifing, when he comes on with a lot of facts. He's a frequent guest on in Uncle Steve's Lounge, and always has the logic that makes sense. Even it's nobody, I can't say nobody. He might be like one or two people that I can have a civil conversation and disagree with 85% of what he says. And me and him can probably watch games all day together, because we're Falcon fans, but we can disagree on philosophy. But he knows his stuff way more, the nuts and bolts of things from a coaching standpoint. So y'all make sure y'all check him out when he comes back on this season. That's for sure. I did want to think that now. I did want to ask, for those of you still here with me, because I was only going to come on for an hour, so I got a few minutes left. With the news that came out that Michael Penix is not going to be ready for 4 weeks, at least 4 weeks. I think this probably puts in, can we at least, I just want to see where everybody is. I'm thinking I got this one right, even with a tight back today. I think with that news, Tua is going to be the starter this year. And if you think Tua is going to be the starter, put Tua in the chat for me, because I really want to see if I'm the only person that says the news about Michael Penix pretty much tells us that Tua Tagovailoa is going to start the season in Pittsburgh as the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. Unless somebody, like I said, if there is somebody that thinks there's an off chance that Mr. Strand is gonna jump that far and take the job, let me know too. But I would like to see, for those of you who are still here, what do you think? If you think Tua is gonna be the starter, put Tua in the chat. If you think Jack is going to be the part to put Jack in there for me. So, hey, let's see. Cowboy says Tua, it's Tua as the starter. I mean, you gotta think. David says after today's news, Tua, and that's what I'm saying. You gotta go by today's news. I think there was a thought to me that if Michael could come in and compete, I think he had a shot. But I'm not gonna lie to you, he came in as an underdog to me. He would have come in, but now that he's not going to be on the field, I don't think he does it. Dirty Bird Mills says Tua has it wrapped up. I think Dirty Bird, tell me something that's going to make me think otherwise. So that's why I am with that. Dre says I think Tua should start, but what this does is push back if Penix could be the future. So it's a horrible situation, but Tua is the best of the two. I agree. Mo Grizzly, thanks more. He says Tua is going to be there. So again, and it's not if you agree with me, it makes you smarter. I'm just saying maybe the logic in me is saying if the guy who's competing for you can't play, then how are you going to justify throwing him out on the field? Baconator said Tua, Ted to janitor. Baconator is wrong, man. Savannah Swag. What's going on, Savannah Swag? So after today's news, Tua is going to start, but he'll get a shot after he's healthy later. Now, and I'm going to address that in a second. I'm going to come back to you in a second with that. Cowboy says the way Stefanski has been talking about Tua since he took over, it only makes sense. Go back to the 2-year plan we originally had for Penix. He'll just be 28 by then. Yeah, I don't think you give up completely on Michael because it's not like you got to start him. You can always have him on the sideline. Let me go back to what Savannah Swag says. After today's news, Tua is going to start, but he'll, meaning Penix, get a shot after he's healthy later. Here's where I would disagree with that to you, respectfully. In the last 2 years, and I'm not trying to tell you Kirk Cousins deserved to finish out the year he bottomed out. But I'll say this. The players usually love continuity. I know a lot of the fans were calling for Kirk Cousins' head the year he lost the 4 in a row and was throwing interceptions all over the place. But I think sometimes players build a bond with somebody for the season. And if you kind of saw, the guys were playing for Michael Penix, but I think Kirk Cousins still had a loyal group behind him. I think Darnell Mooney was clearly one. That's why I think he was off his game last year. But there's something to be said about finishing what you start. Even sometimes if it means going through the ups and downs during the season. Baker Mayfield played horrible at the end of last year for Tampa Bay. But do you sit him down in favor of somebody else when you're talking about the guy who's kind of taking you through most of the season, even through the success, and he's got to fight through just like some of the other players have to fight through? I think we had that a little bit with Cousins, with the Cousin Penix thing. And I don't think even last year, when Cousins came back, I think there's something to be said about, if the person is physically able to be on the field, I think you got to stay with them. So I'm going back to your point, Savannah. When we talk about it, when we talk about that, I'm not, and again, not disparaging what you said. You got a point. I think players want to keep that same vibe all year. So if Tua starts this year and we go 2-2, I don't think you just get the Sandman yank on Michael Penix. I think you still work it out with Tua if that's what you're going to start with. Yeah, I see you saying, Uncle Steve, we're on the same page. Players just want to win. Absolutely. 100%. Dirty Bird Mill says Tua has more reps with starters. Yeah, and look, Tua has a lot of things on his side. He has experience. He's been to the playoffs. He won a championship as a quarterback in college. He's more accurate. That's the papers just say it. The stats show. So at the end of the day, I do feel like he has a little bit of an advantage whether Michael was healthy or not. So now with Michael being sidelined, is there anybody out there that realistically thinks that you're going to bring Michael Penix in? And in 4 weeks right now is preseason game 2? That you're going to bring him in and based off 1 or 2 games, you're going to let him be the starter? I mean, unless there's something behind the scenes that we just aren't aware of, I just don't know if you can do that. So if Tua starts this year, is Tua a bust? I don't think you can go into the year with a plan of, well, Michael's healthy now, let's throw him in. Michael probably hasn't earned that much cachet right now. Now, if Michael Penix last year went 6-2, then that would be a different situation. But if he went 6-2 last year and got hurt, Tua wouldn't be here. You know. Cowboy says, keep in mind, everyone, this is a business. Penix is Terry Fontenot's vision, not Ian Cunningham. Very important point. He wasn't drafted by anybody on this organization. There is nobody in the upper echelon that had anything to do with Michael Penix Jr. being on this team. All those folks are gone. All of them. So Ian Cunningham might be looking at 2027 draft. He might have his eye on a free agent for 2027. We don't know. But right now, he's dealing with the cards he dealt. He's dealing with the cards he's been dealt. I got a lot of folks on 1-year contracts. This is basically America's Got Talent in Flowery Branch. Everybody's getting on stage. Some of them will be brought back, some of them won't. But that's what this is. So, we got to see what goes on. Meach says if Tua plays like he's played the last 2 years, Penix will be in by the bye week. Yeah, maybe. He's shown flashes. I know he showed flashes in the bins. So, we'll see. And I will say, I think he's going to have a different offensive line. I think his O-line, the O-line upgrade on this team could make a little bit of difference with Tua. I really think it is. I'm not telling you Tua's going to be Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying I think having a more veteran offensive line is going to help him out in the long run. Savannah said, this is just the first day, so let's see how it goes. Dang, I hate this news, but Stefanski, this is why you get paid the big bucks. If Tua balling, you can't just pull him. We definitely agree. Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. Yeah, there was nothing about what you said that was incorrect, wrong, or whatever, because that's your opinion. Can't even go there. Eric Mack in the house. What is going on, Eric? How you doing now? He said, the only thing I'm afraid of is if Tua actually wins and takes us to the playoffs, what do we do next season? Eric, I don't know what you were in the last if you got a chance to check us on Monday. We do a show on Monday, the Monday Minutia. I asked that same question of everybody in the chat. And for those of you, if you want to answer it now, feel free. We asked the same thing. What would it take for Atlanta to sign Tua? I said it would take, obviously, a combination. A winning record, a playoff win. If you get a winning record and a playoff win, something we haven't done here in close to a decade, you almost have to sign him. You might not go 4 or 5 years, but you almost have to sign him. Anything less than that from me I think you either go back to the drawing board, uh, keep doing that Mr. Miyagi on Penix's knee, or look in the 2027 draft, as a lot of you have alluded to, and see what happens. But and those of you who weren't in the chat on Monday, let me know for Eric's question. And I'm putting a spin on his question, really. What would it take for you all to bring Tua back? And knowing if you bring Tua back, he ain't coming back for 20 million. And he probably ain't coming back for 30 million. What results would it take for you as an Atlanta Falcon fan to say, yeah, we got to bring Tua back? For me, winning record, one playoff win this season. That's what it would take. Me said, wait till Tua had that 3 interception day. And he's going to give it to you. No doubt. Tua will give it to the other team. That's in the playbook. Dre says, with the first pick of the 2027 draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Arch Manning. No, man, please. Nah. Archer do like his uncle did. It's like, nah, we ain't going to San Diego. I'll hold out. Savannah says, Uncle Steve, this is going to make me go get a cigar, brown liquor, and chill on the deck. Damn. Rise up. Let's go to it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all about the rise up, my friend. All about the rise up. Meech G says, watch Tua against the Steelers last year. Yeah. I'm not feeling the Steelers, y'all. I'm not feeling the Steelers. But we got time for that. I'm not feeling the Steelers. Dre says, you are correct. People like to talk about Tua as if his O-line was not ranked 30 and he was getting smashed with our O-line. He'll be fine. Yeah, that's what I think that too, y'all. I think that as well. Savannah says, if Tua takes us to the division championship, then you pay the man. No problem with that at all. Eric Mack says, I agree, I hear you. David said, hadn't changed my mind from Monday, and I know Dave was one of the ones that was saying the NFC championship or bust. I hear you. Meech say a Super Bowl or less, brother. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Because Meech, guess what? The cost of playing ball, because Tua is gambling this year. He's playing off this $2 million contract. And if he shows up, and if he wins one, man, shoot, he might not even, for some people, he might only need to have a winning record and win the division. In some people's mind, I think you got to show me something in the playoffs. But in some people's mind, he might only have to have a winning record to get paid. I think today, the way you play quarterbacks, and I don't have a problem with quarterbacks getting what they get. But if you do that, if you want $40 to $50 million, then you gotta show me some more results. Savannah says Arch is overrated. Savannah, there is nothing that I've seen from Arch Manning since he's been at Texas that makes me think he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks going. I know sometimes we are quick to kind of rush folks into development, but he came out with so much pomp and circumstance out of high school. And look, he can't avoid the fact that his last name is Manning. I get that. I'm not trying to, it is what it is. But on the field, I really haven't seen anything that show me he's been one of the top 5 college quarterbacks. Now, I know he had to wait in line for my man to get away from Texas, but I just haven't seen it, y'all. I haven't. So, I don't know. Savannah says we're going to beat the Steelers. I honestly don't even care who's at quarterback. I think we're going to beat the Steelers too. Cowboy says, I agree, a playoff win will and should get him signed. I honestly believe Tua is going to run the table on the NFC. I hope so. Savannah says Tua just need to be solid with all these weapons. This O-line ain't like the one he had in Miami. I hope people go back and look at the protection they were giving him. And that's went on for about 2 or 3 years. Yeah, a chain was getting his yards. Mostert got a little bit when he was there, but those were just really good runners at that time. But their pass protection was awful last year. Eric Matt says, why do people keep comparing players to the way they played when they were playing on the last team? Example, Matt Stafford. True. You got to put, and again, so perfect, Eric. Put him on the Rams, MVP candidate. I mean, come on now. Keep no sweat in the house, man. What is going on, brother? He says Tua won't see the division championship because this ain't his team. I got you. I hear you. I hear you talking. But who knows? On July 29th, it's a fair statement because it's not his team yet. But guess what, my friend? Judging by what we got on the sideline, still waiting to get healthy, we might have to be forced to see that. David says, I'll take Gooseby with our number 1 pick. No thanks on Arch, dude. Gooseby, dude, Shamless, is he going to be ready? Is Lenore Sellers going to mature a little bit more? He kind of took a step back. I thought he was going to be a lot better last year. You got a lot of folks, man, that's coming out that's ready to be that number 1 pick. I'm not sold on Arch. Savannah says, preach Uncle Steve. I would take 2 other quarterbacks over him already. I can probably name 4. Dre says, that's because we got Sark bum behind him. That's the problem. And trust the state trying to get him going, but there will be no Texas slander other than Stark. You talk about that Texas team that still ain't figured out how to beat Georgia? You talking about that team? He talking about let's stay on the Falcons. No, bro, you brought it up. Now. I'm still trying to wait for Texas when they made their big move to the SEC, and they're gonna be a juggernaut and take over and all of that. And I'm still waiting for Sark to beat Georgia at his place or in Georgia, or in the championship. So I'm just saying. Obviously, y'all see where Dre from. Cowboy said Tua just got bounced around like a pinball. Yes, I agree. Y'all should go back and watch how Tua played. He's what we need for the system. I do feel like I see what had happened was oh man. But it is one of those deals where with the Tua thing, you gotta put it in perspective. I'm not trying to compare Tua to Matt Stafford for sure. That's not what I'm doing. But I am saying put in a different situation with different teams. And Sam Darnold, say what you want to say about his tenure in New York. It's obvious he had some skills. He went to Minnesota, and Minnesota was a good team. They failed at the end miserably in 24, but he had them there. He won 14 games. He went to Seattle, good team, better team, did what he did in Seattle, won a chip. Sometimes it's about that quarterback being in a better situation. Maybe we can be that for Tua. Meach say after they changed the motion rules, Miami was washed. And Matt Stafford wasn't the problem in Detroit. Not at all. Not at all. Because it always seemed like Matt Stafford used to kill us in Detroit. But, Pandemic said, forget the numbers. Watch him quarterback and what weapons he was missing and that we have now for him. The only thing everybody talked about in Miami, and Miami has some good offensive weapons, man, between a chain and Waddle and Tyreek. It's not like it did even an under kind of comeback player of the year in Waller last year. He had some players, but shoot, he had to get time to throw the ball for sure. Savannah said, Uncle Steve, I really want I'm sure you mean Michael Penix to start, but I want Tua to be successful. I'm a Falcon fan for life. I wouldn't care if Bigelow was starting in pieces. Well, Big Low ain't gonna have you win. No, I'm just playing. Shout out to my buddy Big Low. Rise up. Savannah, this is again Tua, Michael Penix, Jack Strand, Cooper Rush, going back into the archives, Desmond Ritter, way back in the archives, Dave Archer. I don't care who's quarterbacking the team. As long as they got the Falcon uniform on, to your point, dude, I'm rooting for them to have success. And it's fair to judge their play, but I'm looking for them to have success. And I'm always going to be rooting for them. Yeah, I knew that's what you meant, my brother. You good. 3:30 in the house, man. What's going on, 3:30? How you doing, my friend? Thank you for joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. We appreciate it. We wanted to come in because I know everybody's going to get inundated with a lot of content creators tonight, as they should. Go out and watch your favorite ones. I got some favorites too, so everybody go out and watch them and support these content creators. We come on here to have a good time with you, chat it up with y'all, get good opinions as I've gotten today, and just root our Falcon team on, man. I know today is not the greatest day in first day of training camp history for the Atlanta Falcons, but my biggest takeaway from today is pump the brakes. It's July 29th. Let's see what happens. By August 29th, we might be talking about a whole different situation. So that was my only thing. I saw a lot of people kind of just kind of spazzing. Oh, that's over. Oh, man, I'm through with the Falcons. Oh, I was like, yeah, they said Tua was hurt. He'll be fine. Relax. Be good. Let's hang in there. Meat says, tell Matt to suit up. Man, Matt ain't trying to. Matt getting that office money now. Matt ain't thinking about y'all. Dre says, just want to say I'm shipping my baby off to college. We will have to show back up and running soon. Listen, and I know you doing your thing, brother. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. We'll hit each other offline about that. I'm literally right now, as y'all see behind me, right now, y'all, we are actually on a college tour for my daughter. So again, do your thing, my friend, and Godspeed to her, man. Praying for her, and hopefully she'll have success wherever she goes. I know she got a good dad, so I know she's good. Savannah says, relax, everything gonna be all right. 330 says, the original logo fan. Yes, sir. That look, I got because I was just coming back from this college tour. I got my dad clothes on today. Look, you can't beat the orange polo, man. See the polo in there, y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about the orange polo in the olive shorts. Y'all got it. Eric Mack said it ain't even preseason and people freaking out. And Eric, that's because, and that's what I was trying to, my biggest point was just trying to say, I know we've been void of significant football. So everybody is going to do that on the first day that you see everybody in pass. I get it. My only concern is, and again, I'm going to roll out because I know people are starting their shows at 7 o'clock. I just wanted to come in to say, I just appeal to your senses. I'm not trying to tell you these things aren't concerns, but I also wanted to tell you, oh, Lord, I'm sorry, Dre. Dre said, I'm going to tell my son you caught him a shit. I'm sorry. Look, tell my man, look, when he come to Atlanta, I owe him something, all right? My bad. I can't get on the bad side of these young guys today, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. I know we had some bad news today as far as starting. I know we got some rotations in the court. Cooper Rush is doing nothing but being paid to throw some out routes, y'all. He is not going to be on this team. Trust me. He won't be here. Don't trip over that. He knows what he's here for. He's just getting a paycheck and putting something on paper. That's it. He's fine. But I just didn't want y'all to, I just didn't want y'all to trip. Viv M, what's going on? Say a little bit. He's not hurt from ball, but just a pulled muscle in his back. No biggie. Everyone needs to just relax. You sound like Dolphin fans. No, but you're right, though. But I get it though. Again, I'm not trying to say we can't be human because some people are passionate and their passion goes all the way to crashing out. It's okay for you to say, "Oh Lord, come on, y'all. Let's be healthy for the season." But I tell you what, I would rather hear Mike Penix isn't available July 29th, but he's available August 29th. I'd rather hear Tua isn't available for a tight back on August 20 on July 29th, as opposed to hearing it on September 13th for our first game. We are gonna be fine. Take a deep breath. Injuries happen. Look, praying that we don't have any more serious. There's going to be, and this is not a hex. This is not a prediction. This is what, folks. People get hurt every year on every team and are out for the season. It's going to happen. That's life when you play a physical sport like football. People moving at fast speeds. People get hurt by not even touching each other sometimes. So we that's my only thing. Just pump the brakes, y'all. Savannah says 2 weeks from now, it'll be something totally different. Atlanta Falcons 11-6. Book it, absolutely. Look, got a long way to go, folks. This is just the first day. So hold on, keep it real. Your unc will be here to support y'all. I need y'all to do me a big favor. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I see a couple of newer y'all. Please hit the subscribe button. It costs you every bit of 0 cents. I appreciate you. This will get this stuff out in the atmosphere. Also, like the video. That'll help the algorithms out there. We're getting ready to get into the Atlanta Falcons season. If you like the product, if you like it, don't just push like if you didn't enjoy what we did, but like the product if you like it, the stream. Tell your friends. We're getting ready to jump into the Atlanta season. We're going to be doing on-the-road location stuff like this. Folks like Dre and Dave will tell you we do this all the time with these Atlanta Falcons, and nothing's going to be different in 2026. Until then, I appreciate the love, man. Thank everybody for joining me today. We'll be back, no doubt, on Monday for the Monday Minutia. But if any other breaking news or anything important comes out, we'll be here right here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Everyone have a blessed Wednesday, and we'll catch you later on. Peace.
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge.